All right, chat, let's get into it. We're gonna answer this question, but we're gonna do it my way, all right, boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen, like everyone, like whatever is watching this video. So what are we doing? I'm gonna start with a statement. I think the first thing you take in consideration when you come to this choice is simple: hardware. And it's gonna be, are you team red or are you team green? Like that's the only difference, really. I'm not talking about Intel because, dude, like Intel, we'll put it into the AMG there. This is really the first thing you need to think about. Is like, what hardware do you have? And you're gonna be like, but why are you saying that? Well, it's simple. Do you care about ray tracing? That would be the second question. So here is a trick. This is the most important question there. It's like, do you do ray tracing or not? Okay. From my testing and my understanding, if you are an AMD user and you do ray tracing, so it's gonna be, so if the answer is yes, here it's gonna be Windows 11 for AMD and for Nvidia actually. So here, like this is a clear cut. You are using ray tracing, AV game, right? Like really AV game, ray tracing. My opinion, you go with Windows 11. Listen, chat. There is not even question about it, because the type of like regression you're gonna take by, you know, willing to be using ray tracing on Linux, it's just bad. There is one game, okay, so there is one game which kind of like get out of this approach, and it's Cyberpunk. Like Cyberpunk on Linux with ray tracing works better, for example, on my machine than Windows. That's the only game. I don't know why. I don't know what they did. But I'm telling you, ray traced Cyberpunk works better on Linux. Here it's Linux. There is no discussion. All the other one, you're done. Okay? So this one, I made a video about it. So watch. I show you. Where is it? Cyberpunk. You see, Cyberpunks run better on Linux. Sometimes. So if you look at the benchmark there, this is Windows versus Linux. Look at this, dude. Minimum FPS higher. Wait, maybe you don't see it. Minimum FPS higher. Bam. Average FPS higher. Ray tracing ultra. Everything to the max, dude. I destroy, like, it's literally clear, like it destroy everything. So go back to our little explanation there. Outside of this game, it's not true. Don't ask me why, I don't know. I don't have the technical ability to understand it. Back to our conversation. If you don't care about ray tracing, okay, you couldn't care less about ray tracing. You don't care. If you want to go without ray tracing, okay, so I'm gonna go down here, and you're gonna be no. Oh, come on, bro. Like, why do we have this thing? Like, how do I remove that? This sucks. Okay, no RTX. So for ray tracing, we're gonna call it RTX, okay? If there is no RTX, there it's a totally different story. No RTX, you don't care about RTX. If you have an AMD card, you go Linux, okay? Like, you go Linux all the way. The only limitation you're gonna get is like anti-cheat. In terms of performance, you're gonna be on paper equal to Windows 11 or plus 5%. Like, this is literally, like, there is no distinction. You go, you know, DirectX 10, 11, 12, whatever. Like, this is gonna be the best experience. AMG, guys. Like, there is no question about it. What about Nvidia? So why I say no to Nvidia? Why Nvidia? It's another story. I'm gonna tell you why. For Nvidia, it depends. And it depends on what? So this is my experience, right? My experience. Native Linux versus native Windows game. Linux always superior at Windows when the game are native. Like, it's always better. Example, Shadow of Tomb Raider. Example, Valheim. I can have like so many games where it's always better when it's native. Like the native version of Linux, they will be performing better than Windows, and by a huge margin, chat. So this, it's a win. So if most of the game you play are native and you have an Nvidia card, okay. DirectX 11 type of game. There, it's not native, you go through Proton, right? You're gonna lose, so minus, like between, so sometimes 0% to, I would say like sometime like, yeah, like 15%. This is how much you're gonna lose. So it's gonna be in between those type of performance. So let me give you an example. Let's say on Windows, on Overwatch 2, Windows, you're gonna get 600 FPS, and on Linux, so it's a bad example, but on Linux, you're gonna get 540, sorry. This is how much FPS you're gonna lose. You are not writing with a mouse. You have a pen or you're a magician. No, I'm writing with a mouse right now. Like I'm writing with my mouse. So it's DirectX 11, okay? So now this is the question, chat. The question is, are you willing to lose this type of performance? And now the really bad news is DirectX 12. So DirectX 12, it kind of vary, right? But the truth is, you're gonna lose more than that. So what I noticed, it would be like 20. Okay, so no. Let's be honest. You need to be honest. So it's gonna be like, there is always some type of loose performance with the game I tested. So I would say like maybe, like 5%, but it could go like to, like as we have seen, 20%. This is how much you're gonna lose. So here, for example, like Black Myth Wukong. Like this is bad. You write better with a mouse than I write with a pen. Yeah, but I was born with a mouse in my hand. That's the sad truth for me. So yeah, I can do like nice stuff really fast. And this is for you, Temet. Hello. You got the overall idea there. So Air Max, the lower stable 120 FPS are more important than 400 FPS. Windows micro stutter all the time. Let's talk about this micro stutter issue. That's a good point. That's a fair point. So there is two variables, in my opinion. First is the input lag. Like how is the input lag Windows versus Linux? Like from my test, the input lag, if both of them are correctly set up, and I'm going to talk about Windows 10. I didn't try Windows 11 that much, so I can't talk about this one. But like if I go Windows 10 versus Linux, they're equal. Like the input lag, if it's correctly set up, you're going to have exactly the same experience. So this was not true 2.5 years ago. You had to do so many tricks and tweak and whatever. Now it's the same. Micro stutter and like 1% loss. I would say overall, you're right. Linux is superior to Windows. Like this is not a question. Like this is true. I agree with you. But then it become a preference choice, right? It's like, what do you want based on your hardware? But I still like, I still believe, and I repeat it, I still believe that you really need to base your choice on the hardware. Like hardware is key. To me, will be the first thing. And then the feature, okay, within the hardware. And then like the goal you have. Like what is your goal? And I'm just really focusing on gaming right now. Like in terms of performance. Now, you know, if there is game you want to play which are not compatible to Linux, like let's say PUBG, for example, or Escape from Tarkov, you're gonna have to run on Windows 11 or Fortnite. So right now, so what would be the perfect setup for me? For me, okay? Just me. Okay, this is just me, for me. Okay, chat, for me. Perfect setup for me. So first operating system, Linux. There is no question about it. And hardware, Nvidia. You're gonna say like, why? Because most of the time on my PC, I play, but this is not the main thing. I work, right? I edit video. That's all I do with my PC, like most of the time. And for editing video, like nobody Nobody beats Nvidia. AMD does very well, but it doesn't have the level of Nvidia. Like no discussion, chat. So that will be the first one. And now, second OS, from my testing, I will go Windows 11, 23H2. I wouldn't jump on the Insider because it's to me, it's not finished yet. Maybe the next, like after when it gets released, I will get, right? This one, and I will use this one for like 3 games. That's all. No other game. Like there is no games right now for my needs that require Windows outside of Alan Wake 2, maybe Cyberpunk 77 because of the DLS frame gen, and the third one will be Black Myth Wukong. That's all. This is literally the game for me, which I want to play, and that require Windows. So you could play this game on Linux. Like those games, they work on Linux, but they don't work good with RTX. That's the only problem I have, chat. That's all. That's the only thing. And you see, I made a video. And what this is kind of discouraging me, but I know it's not everyone, right? Like, and that's why, like, I won't make maybe a video about that, but I'm sharing my thought with you guys. I made a video here, and in this video, I kind of explain like what is happening with Nvidia. Okay, it is crazy, dude. So this is a game without RTX, but at the moment I enable RTX, watch. 62 FPS. I lose 100 FPS, bro. Can you imagine? It's just, for me, it's too much. It's just too much. Because I would love to have the experience of the game with the hardware I have, with everything to the max. And it makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense for you guys, because maybe you don't have RTX, so you don't care. But that's the only issue I have. So that will be, for me, the best setup. So just stay on Windows, Deblot, Spyware, and Happy Gamer. No. Here is a trick, dude. The experience for the other game, in my opinion, is superior on Linux. Because yes, I lose 10%. Right? You lose 10%. But for me, like if I'm at 600 and I go at 580, it doesn't change anything, dude. I don't care. You know what I mean? So, for example, like this week, I had Deadlock. The game. I think that's the name. I had access to it. So I made some tests. When was it? Yesterday night or this morning early? And I still lose 10%, something like that. But I don't care, dude. Because I have like plus, I don't know, like 300 FPS, something like that. So if I had that like 300 versus 360, it's not even 60, it's 330. It's the same, dude. I don't care. It's natural. I mean, if you pay for 4090, you want to use the full potential. I own an AMD card, and RT is a joke, to be honest. So Linux is fine at the moment. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the point, right? RTX, stay Windows, AMD, go Linux. No, it's exactly what I said. I think it's more subtle than that. There is just like those 3 games. All the rest, no problem. It wouldn't be an issue at all, chat. And honestly, if you don't have, and last point, dude, soon we're gonna have VRR on Linux working properly for Nvidia, okay? This, I think, is gonna happen like sooner than everybody thinks. So it's gonna fix some little input lag issue you could have. Okay, it could make the experience better, and it could make also like the visual better overall, right? At low FPS. Like VRR or G-Sync is really good. Okay? So that would be the first one. And we're gonna have DLSS frame gen. I know it's being working on right now. It is working on, chat. DLSS frame gen is happening. So this is gonna give a big boost in FPS. Okay, you will still be under Windows, but if you have those two already, you're gonna feel way, way better. You just need to be patient. That's all.